Timothy Jay, a dirty word professional from the Massachusetts College for Liberal Arts, blames the problem on television, claiming hearing these words on television can make them more acceptable into everyday life. This trend shows no signs of declining either. According to a study by the Parents Television Council, the amount of offensive language on network television between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m., the so-called family hour, more than doubled between 1998 and 2002. Curse words are offensive, and children are quick to pick up on such behaviors. America's youth are being bombarded by negative media presentations in addition to television, including movies, music, and video games. All of these factors lead to a decline in the social acceptability of the United States, as Michael Josephson, founder of Josephson Institute of Ethics, can attest to. He says, "We have created a generation that is simply not anchored to the fundamental principles of ethics and integrity." As email continues to rise as a popular form of communication, the moral standards of the United States rapidly plunge. People often say things via an email that they would never even consider saying to someone face-to-face or even over the phone. Email allows users to feel anonymous, as if they are merely speaking to a computer and not a person on the other end, causing spiteful comments to emerge. In addition to email, cellular phone usage is a form of communication that is strongly against the proper standards of manners and etiquette. Jacqueline Berenstein, president of Empire Force Events, claims ringing cell phones are the height of rudeness during business meetings. However, this is not the only time when using them is rude. Movies, plays, and concerts are also a rude time to be using them, so much so that New York City imposed a $50 fine upon any person who uses his or her cell phone during one of these activities. Sporting events may also have an extreme cause of etiquette concern. If you look at a photograph of a baseball game from the 1940s or 50s, you will see that the men wear hats and ties, while the women wear dresses. Now, men wear t-shirts, or often no shirts at all. Frenzied fans have been known to shout profanities and display disgraceful sportsmanship to the opposing team's players and fans. Amy Donaldson, sports columnist for the Salt Lake City Desert Morning News, claims there seems to be something about the safety of the bleachers that leads people into displaying rude, shameful behavior. Rowdy, tasteless acts put on by parents seem to tell children that manners do not matter anywhere near the sporting arena. After examining the sources and effects of poor manners, it becomes evident that changes need to be installed. According to a U.S. News and World Report survey, 89% of all Americans consider a lack of manners and etiquette to be a serious problem in our society. However, there are steps to go about resolving this issue, and educating the youth of America may be the most important step in this process. Children can be taught manners and polite speech as soon as they learn to speak. Please, thank you, and may I are simple phrases that every child can be taught at a very early age. It's just good manners, Erlene Freeman also said. It shows respect, and treating others with respect is what it's all about. Teenagers also need to be taught proper manners and respect. Not long ago, many schools required students to attend an etiquette session prior to the school prom dinner. This session taught students about what utensils to use, where to place the napkin upon the conclusion of the meal, and other such etiquette practices. Many schools no longer even provide a meal prior to the school prom, and those that do rarely require or even provide an etiquette session prior to this event. These teenagers will quickly be growing up and entering the workforce, and will need a strong background in manners and etiquette in order to obtain a respectable career. We need to educate the youth of America for their sake and for the future of our country as well. Parents can also contribute to this situation by holding a sit-down meal several nights per week. While this type of dining may be difficult to fit into everyone's busy schedule, this may be the most important factor in teaching manners to children. As earlier stated, cursing is increasingly becoming a problem in our society. The use of swear words on television, movies, and in music is devastating the etiquette and well-being of the next generation. The Federal Communications Commission is responsible for regulating the content of broadcasted material. This group needs to create stronger restrictions on the amount of cursing and inappropriate behaviors on programs that children may be watching. Ellen Paul, mother of 2 from Baltimore, Maryland, says she also has noticed the disturbing rise of curse words in our society, and she believes this problem has stemmed from television. She forbids her children from saying certain words, even shut up. I find it so rude, she says. It's totally unacceptable, so disrespectful. I find it so much better when the children are talking for them to say be quiet or cut it out. It's not as coarse. Other parents need to follow Paul's example and educate their children against the use of such negative words and phrases. While sporting events may have an extreme cause of etiquette concern, there are steps that can be taken to correct these problems. Spectators need to remember that they are at a public location where they could be establishing an influence for other people. Often, their negative behaviors escalate when all of the members of the crowd come together. As soon as one member begins to yell, the other members feel the need to exceed the level of indecency that's being displayed. Their behavior quickly gets out of hand. However, this process could be prevented if each person would remember his or her manners and behave properly. Sporting events could also gain more respect and etiquette if action is taken by the association's authorities. During the 2005 NBA season, 5 Indiana Pacers players, along with 3 Detroit Pistons fans, engaged in a fight after a foul was called near the end of the game. The players were forced to leave the state and never return to the stadium, while the fans were charged with misdemeanor assault and battery. This is an example of how the NBA took action against negative sportsmanship and should be used to set a precedent of how to deal with such behavior in the future. As you can see, there are numerous problems concerning manners and etiquette in our society, but there are steps that can be taken to correct these issues. The United States could be a much happier, more productive nation if people begin to install procedures for changes in etiquette. The next time you're at a restaurant with an impolite friend, smile and be happy that you know better than to display such repulsive manners. As Richard Waitley once said, manners are one of the most powerful engines of influence ever given to man.
I understand the charge against me. I do. First-degree manslaughter is a Class B felony under Sections 125.20 of the Penal Law. Maximum sentence for first-degree manslaughter is 25 years. I plead not guilty. You see, I'm the defendant, and I'm testifying on my own behalf. If I lose today, I'm committed for a year. 60 days before that year is up, the hospital can ask to retain me. If I lose again, the hospital can keep me for 2 more years. After that, the hospital can request to keep me every 2 years until 2/3 of the maximum sentence on the highest charge in the indictment. 2/3 of 25 years is 17 years. That's Article 730. But you guys aren't done yet. If the commissioner of the hospital, this is the hospital I've been in for 17 years, if he decides I'm still mentally ill and need more treatment, he can apply to get an order of certification under Section 73 or 124 of the Mental Hygiene Law. It means that if they do it right, they can lock me up in a hospital for the criminally insane, and then lock me up in a run-of-the-mill loony bin, and they don't ever have to let me have a trial. I believe that I'm physically and mentally prepared to go on trial. Claudia is on trial for first-degree manslaughter. Her attorney wants her to plead insanity, but Claudia wants to prove that she is sane. That's by Tom Topher. I was married nearly 10 years. 6 weeks short of 10 years. Was it a happy marriage? It had its moments. No children. We agreed. He said that if I got pregnant, he would leave me. So I agreed with him. He didn't like stretch marks. I did get pregnant. January 1974. We were coming home from a party one night, and we were a little drunk. And I couldn't put in my diaphragm. He was a man of honor. He took me to the abortion clinic in a taxi cab. A checker. He said I would be more comfortable in a checker. He took me home in a Ford. I guess he didn't think I would need to be comfortable on the way home. I loved him. I still love him. He loved me when I was properly dressed. He found another woman so he could leave me. Actually, he left long before he left me. You don't get that, do you? You see, when you leave your wife, you'll send your head and your heart first. A few years later, your body will follow him out the door. He found another woman so he could leave me. After that, I signed a separation agreement. He gave me $3,500. So, I took a job at the Divine Body Massage Parlor. I gave massages. We called them body rubs. I worked there for, about 5 weeks. After that, I just lived off of gifts from men friends. It is legal to accept cash gifts. A lot of gifts were cash. What did these men expect in return for these cash gifts? Friendship. All kinds. I did them favors. It works like this. You call me first. We set up a date. We meet for a drink and I look you over. And if I like you, we make a deal. Half the money in front, half when you leave. Darling, I'm worth the trouble. Take my word for it. If you want the best, do you want the best? I'm talking about good times, darling. I'm talking about burning fire and colored lights. I'm talking about taking your body to heaven and your mind with it. I'm talking about loving you to death. I'm going to spoil you so bad, you'll hate every other woman you touch. I'm going to show you what dreams are made of, darling. And then I'm going to give you those dreams, one by one, hand by hand, all for you, only you, nobody but you. You hear that, darling? Nobody but you. You get that? You get what I'm telling you? Do you all get what I'm telling you? I did this for 152 days. 5 months. I made $18,000 net. I did not ask my mother for money. She wants to help me. You all want to help me. This whole damn room is nothing but a society to help Claudia. She loves me. When I was a little girl, I used to say to her, Mama, I love you to the moon and down again, and around the world and back again. And she used to say, honey, I love you to the stars and down again, and around the sun and back again. Do you remember, Mama? And I used to think, wow, I love Mama, and Mama loves me. And what can go wrong? What went wrong, Mama? I love you, and you love me. And what went wrong? You see, I know she loves me, and I know I love her. But so what? So what? She's over there, and I'm over here. And she hates me because of the things she's done to me. You stand up there asking, do you love your daughter? And they answer yes. And you think you've asked something real. And they think they've said something real. You think that because you throw the word love around like a frisbee, we're all going to get warm and runny. No. Something happens with some people. They love you so much, they quit noticing you're there because they're so busy loving you. They love you so much, their love is a gun and they keep firing it straight into your head. They love you so much, you go right into a hospital. Yes, I know she loves me. I know you love me, Mama. But I know the one thing you learn when you grow up is that love is not enough. It's It's too much, but not enough. Can't you get that I understand that you want to help me? And I don't want your help. I know the price of your help. I know I'm supposed to be a good little girl for my mother and father, and an obedient and faithful wife for my husband, and stick out my tongue for the doctor, and lower my head for the judge. I know all that. I know what you expect me to do. Look, I'm not just another picture in your hands. I'm not just a daughter or a wife or